back to Writing Fundamentals with Inked Ivy. I'm Zoe, your instructor. Today, we're continuing our reflective writing module. Before we get started, log in to Inked Ivy with the same email address that you used to sign up for the course. Select Writing Fundamentals. Then, make sure you're in reflective writing and set the prompt to Decisions Define Us. To get started, take some time to return to your draft. Before the holidays, we focused on exploring the way that your perspective changed due to your difficult decision. Focus on your perspective shift as you go back to your draft, editing or expanding on the so what of your essay. You can return to some of the questions that we asked last week. What was the outcome of your decision, and how has it affected you? What did you learn about yourself through making a difficult decision? And did making the decision change the way you think? If so, how? Do you approach challenges differently now? Have your values changed or become more clear to you? Set a timer for 5 minutes and pause the video to write. Welcome back from drafting. Run AI analysis to see where you are. Today, we'll focus on improving your reflection and analysis. You already included reflection from our last lesson, but since this is a reflective essay, it should include more reflecting than just your main point about how your perspective has changed. When you added your perspective shift, you reflected broadly on how your experience navigating a tough choice has affected you, and you focused on your current mindset. When you focused on your decision-making process in our first class of the module, the reflection you added was a little bit more about how you felt during the experience itself. Today, I want you to expand your reflection and analysis of both elements and try to connect them. We've talked throughout the module about how reflective writing allows a little more creativity in your essay structure, and we've returned to 2 main models to structure your essay. The first option is to write an essay similar to your argumentative essay that introduces your main point and then moves back and forth between your story, which is like your anecdotal evidence, and your reflection or analysis before returning to and expanding on your main point. If you chose this option, you probably included your perspective shift at the start of your essay as your thesis statement, and the reflection you add today will largely come after introducing your so what. In your body paragraphs, you'll zoom in on the experience and then zoom back out to reflect on it. The other way to structure your essay is like a narrative, in which you tell the story of your tough decision chronologically, like constructing a plot. If you chose this option, your perspective shift might come later in your draft, and you'll likely be adding more reflection now before you introduce your so what. Both structures will include elements of reflection throughout your essay, and both will end with reflection that connects your story to your current perspective. Like in your optional college essay, if you watched last week's video, you'll add further reflection in your essay's conclusion. Whichever structure you choose, your conclusion will include some of the same elements that you practice in your argumentative essay. You'll synthesize your ideas, putting together the different things that you felt and thought at the time to reach the kind of growth or change that you can see now, looking back at the experience from your current perspective. You'll zoom back out to the broader issue of how you changed overall and how your tough choice fits into the rest of your life. How does your difficult decision connect to the bigger picture of who you are now, and how did it shape you? You can also look forward to your future and predict how the change in your perspective will continue to affect you. Do you have more room to grow? Do you have a new way of approaching hard decisions in the future? Take some time to add further reflection to your draft, and remember that this is still a rough draft. We'll spend more time revising for structure next week, so focus on adding the reflection rather than on making it flow perfectly with the rest of what you have so far. You might choose to focus on writing a conclusion, but you can also add further reflection to other parts of your essay. If you'd like an extra challenge, try to include one of the following vocab words as you write. Set a timer for 12 minutes and pause the video to write. Welcome back from drafting. Go ahead and run AI analysis to see how you've improved. In our next class, we'll wrap up your decision essays by spending our class revising your drafts to add clarity and coherence. I'll see you then.